All right. Good morning, everybody. Tried to put my little music on today. See how that goes. Um, I was trying to pick some out this morning. I thought, well, I'm going to give this a shot, see how this goes for me. But I want to welcome you guys all to Monday, March 28th. I've got some good stuff coming up here this morning if you guys are just jumping on or listening a little bit later. I was just going to kind of recap a little bit of stuff. I know I missed you guys last week a lot, and I apologize. And I think, kind of as I've told you before, it's kind of at this point it is a little bit of hit or miss, just because so much stuff we've got going on. We did get over to the Hard Rock last week, like I said on Thursday. We were heading over there, and got to get together with the Almquist. It was great. Celebrated Jeannie's 70th birthday party. So we were over there, did a little bit of gambling. I didn't gamble myself, but Val did for just a little bit late Thursday night. I think she broke about even, so she is happy with that. We were up till, I don't know, 3 o'clock, something like that in the morning. So 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock came pretty early, so I again tapped out. Sorry, gang. But here I am, live Monday morning, and we're going to get off to a great start this week, and we're going to stick with it, hopefully, all this week. Next week, now coming up, I will say, and you guys all know I love Mondays. It's the start of a new week, and we've always got so much going on that it's great to get off to a great start. But actually, next Monday, I am heading up to Indy. I got a new truck that I've got to take up there that we're going to be setting up shop here before too long. So I'm heading up Monday. Gonna get that up and get going with the guys, and I'll be back then. Actually, I will be probably doing shows while I'm up there. But I'm gonna take off early Monday, so I'll miss Monday, and I'll be flying back Friday early. So hopefully I'll be seeing you guys next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Just a heads up, and it won't be on Monday and Friday next week. So other things that, hey, and I don't ever watch these, but I turned on the TV this morning as I came out just to see what's going on, and it's all over the place. It's the old, if you haven't seen it, you'll probably see it, and I don't know if it's real or not, but the big takeaway from the Oscars last night, apparently they were on. And Val, at one point, I guess she did say, do you want to watch the Oscars? I said, absolutely not. I don't need to watch that stuff. But apparently Will Smith went up and smacked Chris Rock on stage. I don't know if it was, who knows nowadays what's real and what's not. But it's causing all the buzz around the news today. So I'm sure at some point you'll see that big thing, because apparently that's what they want us to see right now. So that's coming your way at some point today. Yesterday was great. We went to church this morning. I'm going to share the story from church here in a second that we had. And Jazzy was able to make it with us yesterday, which was fantastic, because she is always got something going on Friday or Saturdays and Sundays with her weddings and where she works. So she's generally not able to make it, but she came to church with us yesterday. So that was fantastic. Got a little harassment from the pastor and some of the congregation that hadn't seen her in a while, but still fantastic. She made it with us. And then the great part is she came back with us yesterday after church and had a little breakfast with us and hung out with us for most of the day. So that was really kind of fun, because we don't get to see her too often on Sundays. So she spent time with us, and her and Val actually worked on her wedding dress for a while, because I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but some of you probably know, because we have talked about it on Timeless Tuesdays, that Jazzy asked Bianca if she would make her wedding dress, because Bianca's really been dabbling in designs and stuff like that lately. So the two of them, and I thought that was really cool, that asking your little sister to make your wedding dress. I mean, talk about something that, as a dad, it brings a tear to my eye when I hear about it. So it's really neat. And but they've kind of been just caught up in a lot of stuff lately and not getting stuff done as far as finding the fabric and the design and stuff like that. And crunch time is, Jazz is getting married in October, so at some point some of these decisions have to be made. So Val was able to sit down with Jasmine yesterday, and they picked out a lot of stuff as far as the materials and samples and stuff like that. So they've got them coming in that they finally were able to order. And So that's on their way, and hopefully now Bianca graduating in a month, and she'll be able to really put some time into that. So I know Jazzy was really happy to get that done, and Val was very happy to help her out. So as I was saying, yesterday's church service, we went to church yesterday, and it was one of during the sermon, it was one of my favorite stories. It's a story from Luke chapter 15. I believe it's like 1 through 3 and 11 through 32. But it's a story of his father and his two sons. And I'm sure many of you have heard it before, but basically the long story short is the first son wants his inheritance from his father. And he asks his dad Dad, I'd like all my inheritance now. The son takes it, goes away, blows through all his inheritance, on whatever, terrible things and brutal stuff. So he's broke. He's used all his inheritance. And he's looking at the people around him. He's so broke, so poor. He's watching the pigs eat food and wishing that he has the food that the pigs were eating. That's how low he's gotten now because of this. And he decides that he's going to go back to his father and ask for forgiveness, and if he can even just be a servant for his dad, because he doesn't even feel like he's gotten so low that he doesn't even feel like he needs, or he doesn't even deserve his dad's respect anymore. He just wants to live. And so he goes back to his dad and says this to his dad, that I don't deserve to be called your child, your son. Please, if I could just be your servant and you could provide food for me, I would be happy. And his dad takes him back in, and of course forgives him, that he has found Christ and brought him back to him. And the older brother comes back and is a little upset that this has happened and that his dad was so forgiving. He tells his son, he has been found. The younger son has been found, and it should be a great thing that all should rejoice. And the story to me, it's a very comforting story, because it is about a lot about forgiveness and finding God at the same time. And for me, forgiveness is a big thing. There's so many times in your life where you do get hurt by somebody for some reason, and there's different levels of forgiveness, I believe, too, and how hurt sometimes you can be. And sometimes there's big ones. This in this story, obviously, this is a big one. There can be times in our life that it might not be where we ask for our parent for something like that, but it might be someone that hurt you. Maybe it's a sibling that did something that was really terrible. Maybe they stole something from you. Maybe they did something to one of your children. Maybe it's a coworker of yours that lied to one of your customers or something like that. That just there's maybe it's your husband or wife that cheated on you, or something like that just is a time in your life where you really have to decide how you want to come across things. And I watch every once in a while, I watch maybe a Dateline or something like that too, and you'll see a parent that's lost a son or daughter. And this to me, obviously, and probably to all of us out there, especially that have children, this would be the worst nightmare in your life. And obviously none of us can even comprehend what going like this would be like, unless you've gone through it yourself, where someone has taken the life of one of your children. And you'll see from time to time where the person will say, they'll get up there and they'll say, I forgive you for what you have done. And they'll say that to the person that murdered their kid. And, it's for most normal people, that's a very hard thing to comprehend on, like, how could you ever do that? How could you get up there and forgive someone that has done, the worst thing imaginable in your life? And I gotta say that's a tough one, right? I mean, it really is. but to me, I've started to come into more understanding on how stuff like that can happen, and how how you can help ask God to help you through times like that. Because what I've found in my experiences, and when I've had times like this, and obviously not something to that magnitude, but I've had times that where people have really hurt me, and I'm sure we all have. And forgiveness is, when God does help us with forgiveness, it is one of the greatest things to help you get through life, because you really have got only a couple choices on some of this stuff, and one of them is, if you are able to forgive somebody, it gives you your whole being such a relief, and just a self-satisfaction of being able to get on with your life at that point as well. Because what you find when you're not able to forgive is it becomes all encompassing in your life, and it takes over your life. It really does. It's all you can think about. At times it might be like how this person wronged you, and how do I get over it, and honestly, it's something to really consider and think about, because I find it anyways, the only way really to be able to move on from something like that is to be able to truly be able to forgive somebody. And a lot of times you do have to ask God for that kind of help, to be able to find the strength in yourself to be able to do it. And even, when you do forgive somebody, that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to, forget what has happened. And I'm a strong believer in that too, because everything that does happen in your life builds who you are. And so many times you do hear this phrase too, that as Christians, that God won't throw anything at you that you can't handle. And sometimes you think he's really laying it on you. But you have to use all of the tools that God has also given you in your life to make yourself a better person along the way, and to able to deal with the situations that happen in your life. And so I guess in conclusion of the story for me, from yesterday to me, and my daily life and how it carries on with me, is, like I said, is forgiveness, and just being able to channel that in you to help you get through tougher situations in your life. And I know kind of where I went into wasn't necessarily how the story of that I gave through what we heard yesterday in church, but it is kind of along the same line. So that's where it's kind of funny, because I did want to talk about forgiveness today, and then we did have that story yesterday in church. So I thought, well, it kind of goes together. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. So that I'm hoping that that makes a little sense to people out there, and it helps maybe someone get through a situation where they just don't know how they're going to do it. And just remember that can be a way to help you get through a tough situation. As far as everything else, at Timeless, guys, it's been really good. We launched our Timeless shirts. I've got my new one on that I put on. It's a little bit different. This one's our Timeless Cross collection, of obviously, that to me, you guys will probably hardly ever not see me in these. I love them. They're so comfortable. They put a message together for me that, when we came up with the name Timeless Trends with the Torbergs, I think actually Jazzy put it out. It came up with the name, and we didn't realize, I don't think, what we had when we got it with the name Timeless, because it's such a neat thing. In fact, I'm going to share something with you. Let me just go off here. This is when we put together, and you'll start seeing, this is a tag that we put on all our T3 line that we have, and it is kind of and on this says this on every single piece of clothing, because what Timeless is, and it says, what is timeless? And for us, this is what timeless means. Timeless is forever. Timeless is faith, family, and love. Timeless is a belief, a way of life. It's a movement. Timeless is things in your life that have meaning and that will always have the most special place in your heart for all of time. Friends, pets, freedom, life. Everything you hold dear in your heart. Timeless Trends with the Twerbergs believe all of this and want to share our vision with you for all of your timeless experiences. So many moments in your life are times you cherish and are exactly timeless. For all of these, the Twerbergs like to say, stay timeless, our friends. And to me, I think timeless works so great with the cross that we have and with our religion and our beliefs that what we have, because it really is timeless. It's something that will, from the beginning of time till the day that God encompasses us all and brings us to where we're going to be for eternity. It is timeless. So just kind of a neat thing that we do at Timeless and kind of what it all means to us. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed my words this morning, and hopefully it helps you at some point. If not, you know what? Hey, thanks for listening anyways, and I'll maybe have something tomorrow that will help you guys out. So that's my goal is anyways, just to always come on and try to give you guys a little bit of something that maybe you can use in your life. And if not, it's just something to talk about with other people anyways. So, all right, so now as we leave, I'm going to see if I can get my music going again for you with my bump. All right. Tracy, thank you so much for watching this morning. I really appreciate it. I know sometimes it gets early and people get busy on Monday mornings. I hope people watch throughout the day. It's been great. And I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Thanks.